This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Enjoy the action and excitement of NCAA Division II athletics at Augustana.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Augustana Sportscene. I'm Bill Gross, Director of Athletics at Augustana College. On this week's show, we'll feature some exciting action as we spin our Augustana Sports Update. We'll also talk Augustana men's basketball with Coach Tom Billiter and women's basketball with Coach Dave Krauth. A little later in the program, in our Augustana Sports Focus, we'll catch up with Vikings head softball coach Greta Melstead. And we'll take a look at what's ahead on the Augustana sports calendar for this week. It's going to be a fun show, so let's get the action rolling. Here comes Augustana Sports Update for this week.
Augustana Sports Update is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Last Saturday night, Coach Tom Billiter's Augustana men's basketball team picked up an impressive 69-47 victory over Wayne State at the Elman Center. The Vikings, now 17-7 overall and 14-6 in the NSIC, used a strong second half to earn the win. Leif Noemlin paced the Augustana attack with 17 points. Cameron McCaffrey added 15, Trevor Haas 12, and Cody Schilling 10. The Vikings out-rebounded the Wildcats 32-21 on their way to the victory. In women's basketball, Coach Dave Krauth's team fell 75-55 to NSIC champion Wayne State at the Elman Center. The Wildcats got out to a 38-27 halftime lead and shot 54% from the field to gain their 21st win of the season. Double-figure scores for the Augustana ladies were Megan Doyle with 14 points, Molly Hayes with 13, Alex Feeney with 11, and Christy Board with 10. Doyle also had 9 rebounds for the Vikings. In wrestling, Coach Jason Reitmeyer's NSIC champions and number 2 NCAA-ranked Vikings dropped a hard-fought 22-9 battle to number 1 ranked Nebraska Omaha before a record crowd of 2,003 fans at the Elman Center. The Vikings got out to a 3-0 lead behind a 7-3 victory from Jason Jeremiason at 133 pounds. But UNO came back for 1-point wins at 141, 149, and 157 to gain a 9-3 lead. Gavin Nelson picked up a 6-3 victory to pull Augustana back to within 9-6. But then the Mavericks turned on the gas to gain wins in 4 of the 5 remaining matches. The Vikings' lone win came at 197 pounds, where Ty Copsey notched a 3-1 decision. Augustana now tunes up for the 11-team NCAA Super Regional here at the Elman Center on Sunday, February 27th. In indoor track, Coach Tracy Hellman's teams had 5 athletes finish in the top 10 at the NSIC Multi-Event Championships in St. Cloud. Blake Ridgway finished 7th, Jacob Pullman 8th, and Paul Mallory 9th. For the Augie ladies, Megan Grangenet claimed 5th place with Ann Parsley finishing 6th. The Vikings also had 3 first-place finishes at the Nebraska Invitational last Friday. Kelly Kugel won the 1,000-meter run, Kylie Blakesley the 3,000-meter run, and the men's distance medley relay team of Travis Baniak, Adu Amat, Paul Mallory, and Tom Carbo won that event. In men's tennis, Coach Mark Kurtz's team came up short in a 5-4 match against Minnesota State Mankato. The Vikings are now 2-1 on the season. In women's tennis, the Vikings defeated Minnesota State Moorhead 8-1. And in baseball, Augustana got their season rolling with 15-5 and 12-8 wins over the Colorado School of Mines in Golden, Colorado. Individual honors for Augustana athletes this past week were softball pitcher Ashley Meyer was named MVP of the Desert Stinger tournament the Vikings won in Las Vegas. Ashley was also NSIC Pitcher of the Week. Runa Falk and Adu Amat were named NSIC Indoor Track Athletes of the Week. And Jason Jeremiason was named NSIC Wrestler of the Week. That's our sports update for this week. When we come back, we'll talk Augustana men's basketball with Coach Tom Billiter. Stay with us.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition, by Schoenemann's, your trusted building center since 1888, and by Mid-Continent Communications, part of your community.
Here at the Better Bundle Bureau, we wanted to know the science of savings. What we discovered were massive amounts of channels and freebies. Midconet broadband with the fastest speeds known to man and unlimited local and long-distance calling. No contracts, exclusive benefits, and online account management all bundled up for only $99 a month. We've discovered the science of savings. The Theater DVR Trio from Mid-Continent Communications. The best bundle on earth.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's.
With every click of a Life Touch camera, a school memory is captured. Education benefits. And children are safer. Life Touch school portraits. Great things come from great pictures.
Get stronger, play smarter. Return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
The Augustana Men's Basketball Report is brought to you by Sanford Health.
Joining me now is Augustana men's basketball coach Tom Billiter. We're right after the game here on Saturday night. The Vikings picking up a big 69-47 victory over Wayne State. Tom, it was sort of a game, tale of two halves. Talk about the first half compared to the second half.
Yeah, the first half was a horror movie, Friday the 13th, and the second half was was Hoosiers. I mean, we were so bad the first half, Bill, that I just couldn't believe that was our team out there. I was just, and not taking anything away from Wayne. I mean, I think Wayne's a good team. I think Paul does a great job. I just thought that we were awful and unacceptable. I don't know if we were playing like we thought we were going to win, but to be that flat, we had 10 turnovers and 7 offensive boards for them. That's 17 extra possessions they got that half. And that means you're not hustling, you're not doing blocking out, you're not doing the smart things. When there's 10 turnovers against a team that wasn't even pressing, you're mentally out to lunch. You are absolutely just absolute dog, you know what, and we were, and then the second half we got better.
Well, let's talk about the second half. My goodness, we came out and Leif Nolan really got us going. Trevor Haas gave us a great lift. It was a great half.
You have to do this because you're the host of the show, but you coached a number of years. You know as well as I, when your defense gets clean stops, your offense gets going, and we got our transition game going, and we got some quick hitters going with Leif. When you make baskets, it's easier to go to the other end and defend again. And so, when you're not getting baskets, your defense starts to waver, as you well know. Well, I thought in the second half it all mixed. We were making baskets, we were getting stops, we were making baskets, we were getting stops, and that was the difference. And the other difference was we quit turning the stupid thing over. We only had 4 in the second half, and we keep giving up offensive rebounds, so we kicked them on the boards in the second half. But Bill, I mean, I'm happy we won, and I thought we beat a good team. That team lost at Mary by 3. They've lost a ton of close games. But I thought the first half, is just one that I don't even, I'd like to just burn it.
Well, you have that opportunity, I guess.
I'm going to.
But, well, the impressive thing before we leave this a little bit here was the Wayne State Wildcats only got 11 points in the second half. So I know they missed some shots and made some mistakes, but you really played with great intensity. Coach, it's got to be really rewarding for you to see the play of young guys like Trevor Haas, Yuri Malashenko, Leif Nolan. Yeah. I mean, those guys have really come on.
Yeah, it's a good point. Cam. Cam's a sophomore. You forget that. He got a bad thigh bruise first play of the game, and I think that really was bothering him. He tried to get it out and play, but he could tell he was off. He was just off tonight. But, you know, I'm really happy when the thing about Trevor is he used to just kind of catch and shoot. He's putting it on the floor. He's finishing around the bucket. And to be honest, he guarded tonight. You know, and his defense continuously gets better. So, I thought he, and Yuri, who's really helped us, he had 5 rebounds tonight, in 14 minutes. So, when our bench helps us, because I play a lot of guys, but I've played the fewest probably I have in a long time because we're running out of guys. Do you see all those guys in street clothes that are at the? I mean, we have more guys in street clothes wearing those pink cancer shirts than we had playing the game. It was unbelievable. So, we just, I've got 12 guys, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's really been great to see that happen and your team come together. Well, back to reality here. The Vikings close the season here coming up on Friday and Saturday. 2 big home games. The first one against Minnesota Moorhead.
Who beat us.
Beat us up in Moorhead in a close game, and then followed by the regular season finale against Minnesota Crookston.
Much improved. I mean, Crookston. And we can lose. We can beat. I swear we beat anybody in the country, and we can lose to anybody in the country. That's just how this team is right now. Now, when our defense is like it was in the second half against Wayne, we're pretty good. But when it was like the first half, we're no good. So.
What about Moorhead? We lost that game up there. What kind of team
lost
are they?
63-60. Had to look for a 3 at the buzzer. Didn't hit it. I didn't think we played real well, but I thought they did. They're athletic on the wings. Chapman, Terrell Clark, huge inside. Novak and Williamson. Like 6'9", 280, and huge. And Driscoll can make shots. They're good. It's a good team, and they hurt us up there. So our defense has got to be much better. And Chad Hederman's got to quit getting in foul trouble. He's in 2 fouls. It killed us in the first half. He's got to quit reaching and making dumb fouls because I think he and Derek Gazelle are as good defenders as there are in the conference, and we need Chad on the floor.
Well, let's talk here now also about what's coming up with the postseason tournament and the regionals. We are right now 5th in the region. That's really the most important thing, and I think this win helped us, and the 2 next weekend will be huge.
Yeah, and we're virtually tied with Metro State, and they won big last night, and I don't know what they obviously haven't played yet tonight, but it'll be flip a coin with them. So 5th, 6th, the key is to be in the top 6, because that way no matter who wins the 2 postseason tournaments, you don't get knocked out. Right. So if we take care of, what I like, Bill, is we got it in our hands. So if we take care of business, we're okay. But we don't have to depend on someone losing or someone doing this. But if we lose a couple of these games, we're toast, so we at least control our own destiny, but we need to win games.
Well, fans, we're back home this weekend, and we need your help. We play Minnesota State Moorhead at 8 o'clock on Friday night and Minnesota Crookston at 6 on Saturday. Good luck, Coach.
Fans have been great. We need them. You're right.
We need you.
Thanks, fans.
The Augustana Women's Basketball Report with Coach Dave Krauth is next.
He has what he needs to make it. He has the speed, thanks to Sanford Power. He has Sanford athletic trainers to help avoid injuries. He has Sanford doctors to help him if they happen. But most important, he loves the game. That's no surprise. He has a lot of me in him.
Get stronger, play smarter, return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
You may have met one. The teachers who challenge. The ones who motivate. The ones who can fire imagination. The ones, in short, that you'll find at Augustana. Now, maybe you don't believe that one college could have so many great professors. If so, you're in for an education. Augustana.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh-cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's.
White one. Hurry in and see what everyone is punching about. The Volkswagen Tiguan, the only compact SUV on the road or off that comes with a turbocharged engine standard. And like every Volkswagen, the Tiguan includes scheduled carefree maintenance. Hurry in and get a great deal on the highly capable, very sporty Tiguan compact SUV.
A message from the Better Bundle Bureau. Bundle blunders. They're on the rise as more people get blunderized by the supposed savings. However, in head-to-head tests, most bundles burst, leaving customers shortchanged and under-entertained. But not the $79 Theater DVR Suite and Midconet Preferred Broadband Bundle. Lightning-fast Midconet Broadband and digital cable chock full of freebies. Get the $79 Theater DVR Suite and Midconet Preferred Broadband Bundle and avoid the bundle blunder.
The Augustana Women's Basketball Report is brought to you by Mid-Continent Communications.
With me now is Augustana women's basketball coach Dave Krauth. Well, Dave, we're right after the game here on Saturday afternoon at the Elman Center. The Vikings taking on conference champion Wayne State, and they look like the conference champion this afternoon, Dave. They played very well.
Yeah, it was just one of those where, I knew we had to hit on all cylinders to be able to beat that team, which we obviously didn't. And then they did. They knocked down shots. They were 9 for 14 on threes, but they went inside. They got us in foul trouble. Alex picked up a couple early and then got a third one before we could get her out of the game in the first half. So, those were those kind of things had to go right for us.
Yeah. Well, what do you think makes Wayne such a good team?
Well, they've got all the parts. They're very strong inside. They got kids that can both defend inside and will score on you there. But they've got shooters around them. So if you try to help, and that happened tonight where we helped a couple times and they kick it out. And then they've got a point guard, even their backup point guard, that she's just lightning quick and we'll make a few plays. They got a couple easy ones on us off steals and just run outs and. So, it's a good team, and they were obviously the better team today.
Yeah, well, we were talking before we went on the air here about the topsy-turvy Northern Sun women's race, and of course we're coming down the stretch trying to figure out who's going to be in what position in the playoffs, who's going to get a home floor, and a lot of things have happened this weekend that still give the Vikings some hope that we could get a home court. So we got two big games next weekend, Dave. Coming up on Friday night with Moorhead and Minnesota Crookston on Saturday.
Yeah, and both of those teams are playing good basketball. Crookston, I don't know what it is, but they had gone to Aberdeen 2 weeks ago and won in Aberdeen. I think they swept this weekend at home again, and a lot of those teams, Duluth I think has crept into possibly about the 4th spot now, and Moorhead is right there. They're obviously big games. And then, there may be some tiebreakers at the end of next weekend.
Yeah. Well, what do you think for the Vikings? Big week of practice, big games. How do you approach this week?
Well, it's really it's a hard one because we are a little bit of a tired team, and it showed tonight. We got real tired. Now, what happens, of course, is you miss some shots, the other teams make shots, and that really deflates and de-energizes you. But we've played a lot of our kids long minutes this year. Hayes and Doyle played long minutes, and we've just got to. I may have to force myself to spell them just a little more on the doubleheader weekend here as we face Moorhead and Crookston.
Okay. Well, Dave, it's a big weekend. Fans, we need you. The Vikings need a couple wins. Let's go get them.
Thanks, Bill.
Up next, Augie Sports Focus. Stay with us.
How do you hold a moment? Keep friends and family close. Witness the passage of time. Replay the glory days. Relive magical nights. Create memories to share. How do you capture a lifetime? One picture at a time. LifeTouch. Photography for a lifetime.
We've gotten on in years. We've got aches. We've got pains. But we haven't gotten old. We've only gotten better. Now, we've got the time to play, and we've still got game. Sanford's doctors keep us hitting that sweet spot, because we've got to give those aches and pains something to complain about.
Get stronger, play smarter, return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
We've all known them. The teachers who inspire, the ones who can make concepts spring to life and words leap off the page, the ones who could light up a classroom. We've all known teachers like that. The amazing thing is that so many of them teach at Augustana.
When I was young, I loved helping my grandfather with projects. From building a birdhouse to odd jobs around the house, we always got our supplies from Schoenemann's. I remember the smell of the fresh cut lumber and all the bins full of nails, nuts, and bolts. Today, my projects are a bit bigger, and so is Schoenemann's selection. I rely on them for everything I need.
Schoenemann's in Sioux Falls and Harrisburg. Expert advice, everything you need.
You can always do it right with Schoenemann's.
Augustana Sports Focus is brought to you by Schoenemann's.
Joining me now is Augustana softball coach Greta Melstead. Well, Greta, it's February, the softball season is off and rolling, but before we talk about that, let's back up a little bit. Let's go way back to last spring. The Vikings had a tremendous season and qualified for the regional, actually went on into the playoff in the regional, and it was a great year, and you've been trying to build on that through your fall and winter, so talk about your preparation.
Yeah, definitely. We had a great season last year, went 46-14 and played in the regional championship game. I actually think it goes back to the season before, and I really think our team has been playing well since March of the year before, and we're just kind of cruising along, and this year's another big year for us, and we basically return our entire team, so our expectations are very high.
Yeah, and fall workouts, winter workouts for the Vikings, and then last weekend, Augustana competed in the Desert Stinger out in Las Vegas. Talk about that.
Yeah, this is the second year we went to the Desert Stinger. Last year when we were there, we went 5-0. Actually, it didn't win the tournament because there's a run differential, and Grand Canyon won it. But this year we went out, had a very successful campaign out there, went 5-0 again, outscored our opponents 56-6. And 4 out of those 5 games, we run-ruled people in 5, including a 22-2 victory against Fort Lewis.
Wow, tremendous tournament, and you had, I believe, 7 players on the all-tournament team, and Ashley Meyer had a great tournament.
Ashley Meyer had a fantastic tournament. She went 2-0 out there, had a 0.0 ERA, which is just phenomenal, and barely gave up any hits. And she was named the tournament MVP, and you're exactly right. We put 7 people on the all-tournament team, with 3 of those people being on the first team and then 4 on the honorable mention. And like I said, it was just a great tournament for us, and hit 10 home runs, and hopefully we're on our way.
Yeah, well, this weekend, we're filming this here on Saturday. The Vikings are off, but next weekend it's back into competition. What do you got coming up, Greta?
Back into action, and we go up to St. Cloud and we play in their dome tournament, and we hit some conference opponents up there, and it's not conference games, it's just more regional games. We play Southwest, we play Northern, St. Cloud, and there'll be some good games, and of course really important when they're regional games. But it'll be nice to play again, but of course it's in a dome, so it's different.
Yeah, well, we were talking before we went on the air here about, other than the Vikings, who's going to be tough. Talk a little bit about the NSIC.
You know, I think the NSIC is going to be really strong again this year. Wayne was actually picked ahead of us, and that's because they beat us in the regional tournament, even though we won the conference regular season last year. But they're going to be very tough. They have a very, very dominant pitcher. And then besides them, I would say Winona is the other team. So, and then Mankato a little bit behind that.
Yeah, well, again, outstanding softball. Talk about your team a little bit, Greta. You still have a young team.
Yeah, we are still very, very young. We have 2 seniors, but our junior class is really our big class, and we have 5 in that class. And Tracy Franzen, our senior captain, is our real big gun, and Tracy's been all conference for a couple of years, and I really see Tracy as someone who has a chance to be all region again this year, and has a chance to maybe be an All-American. She led the team last year with 15 home runs, and is a real dominant force for us. We also have returned Chelsea Derlin at first base, and who also pitches. We have Ashley Meyer, who was the Rookie of the Year in the conference last year as a pitcher, and we just returned so many players. It's hard to keep naming them all, but we return 8 out of 9 starters.
Wow. Yeah. So. Well, Greta, big expectations. I know. How far do you think the Vikings can go this year?
You know, I think our goal is regional championship and trying to get to the national tournament.
Right.
And I really think we have the talent to do these things, and we have the work ethic. You have to have luck on along the way, and things have to fall into place. But we're definitely gunning for getting into that regional tournament and going further than that.
Well, Greta, congratulations also. You got married last summer. Good. Congratulations to you. And then you've been here now, what, 5? Is this 4 or 5? How many is
this
it?
This is
6?
My fifth
5?
year. Yep.
And you build a tremendous program. So congratulations and good luck to you and the Vikings.
Thank you.
The Augustana Sports Calendar is next. We'll be right back.
They're not that easy to come by. The teachers who engage us. The truly gifted ones. The ones whose words stay with us for days or even years. The odds are you'll only know a few of them. Unless you go to Augustana. Then your chances are greatly improved. Augustana.
White one.
Hurry in and see what everyone is punching about. The Volkswagen Tiguan, the only compact SUV on the road or off that comes with a turbocharged engine standard. And like every Volkswagen, the Tiguan includes scheduled carefree maintenance. Hurry in and get a great deal on the highly capable, very sporty Tiguan compact SUV.
I want back in the game. I want to rise above the pain. I want the best docs to have my back, Sanford docs, so I can shatter backboards, shatter records. I want MVP. I want everything. But first, I want back in the game.
Get stronger, play smarter, return to performance. Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.